हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड वेलकम टू माय लाइव स्ट्रीम। कैसे हो माय डियर लवली लवली एंड स्वीटेस्ट फ्रेंड। सो मैं आ गया हूँ एक नया प्रोजेक्ट लेकर जिसके नाम है टीवीसी। आपको तो नाम पता ही है। सो राइट नाउ टुडे आई टॉक अबाउट दैट राइट नाउ टीवीसी project. Okay, so Gate will launch during bait chain TBC sport trading and initiate CANDYDROP X TBC trade to share 20,618 TBC. Okay, and then it will launch during bid chain TBC sport trading on July 15, 2025 at 9:58 UTC, and will start the CandyDrop airdrop event. CandyDrop is the CandyDrop platform launched by Gate where user can win candy by completing tasks and participating in the distributed of token airdrop. This round will distribute a total of 20,618. Okay, and now so during Bitcoin TBC spot trading start time July 15, 2025 9:58 UTC. TBC deposit address is www.gate.com. My account deposit. Okay, this is our deposit link, and then TBC trade address. Okay, and the token ID. Okay, all over this here, everyone. You will also see that, and then candy drop event time July 15, 2025 9:58 July 22, 2025 10 UTC. So total price pool 20,618 TBC, individual sharing limit 100 TBC, and participation method. Number 1, click the join button on the event interface, and after successfully joining processed with the corresponding tasks, candidate will start counting your valid activity data. And number 2, receive corresponding candy based on tasks completing and share the airdrop proportionally. And number 3, candles will be distributed 1 and 3 hours after you complete the tasks. Please log in to check the candies obtained from CandyDrop 3 hours after completing the tasks. So then join now. Everyone, you also click this join now. Okay. So spot trading price pool rules. So number 1, during the event, user with cumulative spot trading volume 5,000 TBC, $5,000 TBC can receive candy with different candy reward unlocked based on the threshold reached up to maximum of 9, sharing a price pool of 20,618 TBC. And number 2, spot trading volume by volume plus sell volume. And number 3, user airdrop equal the number of candies obtained by the user. The total number of candies obtained by all user x 20,618 TBC. And number 4, participating in TBC spot trading activities can earn you the following number of candies. So event details: $5,000 TBC spot trading volume, $7,000 one candy, and then $7,000 TBC spot trading volume, 10,000 candy 3, and then TBC spot trading volume 10,000 and candy 5. So project introduction. TBC is the pioneer of the Bitcoin virtual machine VBM and has implemented an scalable BTC smart contract layer solution based on VBM. TBC will help unleash the full potential of Bitcoin and solve its congestion problem. In the future, BTC will no longer be just digital gold, not just a tool for storing value, but more likely to be used for daily transaction and have a native smart contract layer like ETH. TBC will help BTC create a procedures BBM ecosystem like EVM after BTC completes a specific BIP proposal. Upgrade the relationship between BTC and TBC will be like that between ETH and ARB token symbol. TBC official website. Okay, and then important notes. Number 1, participate must click the join now button on the CANDYDROP event page to jump to the Turing byte chain TBC event, the complete the event tasks and identity verification to receive rewards. And number 2, reward will be distributed to user account within 14 business days after the event ends. The total reward pool is 20,618 TBC user airdrop reward. The number of candies obtained by the user, the total number of candies obtained by all users, 20,618 TBC. And number 4, market and number 3, badge registration of fake account, malicious volume, manipulation, self-trading and other fraud-led activities are strictly prohibited. Multiple account under the same verified user will be considered as one account. Sub-account are not allowed to participate. And number 4, market maker in titles, institution and affiliate account cannot participate in this event. And number 5, in case of any discrepancies between the translated version and the English version shall prevail. And number 6, Gate.io reserved the final interpretation right for this event. And number 7, users in the UK and other restricted regions may not have access to some or all service, including participating in this event, games or competition. For details on restricted regions, please read the user agreement. And number 8, risk warning, cryptocurrency trading and affected fluctuation are unpredictable. Please be aware of market risks and trade cautionly. Refer to the future operation guide. So then TBC, TBC is the pioneer of the Bitcoin virtual machine BVM and has implemented an scalable BTC smart contract layer solution based on BVM. So then registration and then all over this here, everyone. So now I'm going to the TBC official website. So this is our Turing bit chain. So TBC smart contract layer of Bitcoin. TBC is the pioneer of the Bitcoin virtual machine BVM and has implemented a scalable BTC smart contract layer solution based on VVM. Developer with TBC and community. So the major protocol upgrade for Turing byte chain TBC, originally scheduled for mid-March 2025, TBC node version 3.1.1 is officially set to launch on March 20. So then what's new at TBC? Advantage on the ARTSCO model. So sharing of TBC technical principles, 5-minute reads, TBC network, Turing bitchain VVM. So why choose TBC? 3-minute read, July 20,000. Okay, everyone, just you also click this side, all over this here. So right now I just read this main page and our front page. Okay, so you also open the all site. Okay, so join the TBC ecosystem, get it started. Three-step to dive into the world of TBC. Download wallet and then get TBC. TBC is the currency of Turing blockchain use in it in depth. So TBC Greenfield. TBC is the layer 2 of Bitcoin and also is the creator of the Bitcoin virtual machine (VVM) and has implemented a more scalable BTC layer 2 solution based on VVM, incredibly developing Turing TXID, Turing Contact, etc. TBC has the advantage of SHA-256 POW plus UTXO model and also has better scaling capabilities, data cutting capabilities. So learn more. And then developer program builder gained awarding gain to innovative project building open source infrastructure and developer tooling. So then business partner trading EQ, Nebox, Tax1, Dmail, Helix, Maint Layer, Appro, Tintin, Liget Cycle, Polyflow, OneKey, Initial, Network Vol, Hyperpay, Titan, Astar, Zero, and many more. Everyone, you also see that many more, many more. So now I'm going to and I'm talk about that TBC white paper. Okay, TBC Foundation 2023 and September. Okay, so during BitChain outline the introduction of the BTC ordinals protocol has been allowing most users to consider more of Bitcoin potential, and the outbreak of the BRC20 also reflect the urgent need for users to have more operable application on the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has owned around 50% of the assets in the blockchain domain. It has been at the forefront of the minds of stakeholders and has always been recognized as a representative of wealth in the industry. Therefore, the formation of the Bitcoin ecosystem will fully activate BTC in the dominant Bitcoin network, realizing the huge liquidity potential. The real power of BTC is sealed. So this activation of SegWit has changed the transaction structure of Bitcoin, which is not repeatable or revocable. In addition, the small block capacity and low TBS limitation make the Bitcoin main chain unstable for carrying more application and accommodating more massive transaction. The cost is too high. The Turing blockchain TBC will completely light up the potential of Bitcoin, building on Bitcoin. So UTXO model of capacity expansion, fee reduction, high performance computing and smart contract. ऑलरेडी मेरा लाइफ पे ज्वाइन हुआ है बहुत सारे बंदे ने पांडा क्रिप्ट एंड मैनी मोर गिट यूजर क्या 07 जीन कॉर्न Langong and many more friends Akila Raya and Hamid Tcoin, Nesser Web 3, God, Shantoshi Kamato, okay, Satoshi Nakamoto, and many more good user. Everyone, thank you so much for supporting me, or thank you so much for coming my live stream, everyone. And right now I talk about that TVC projects. So now the UTXO model has high concurrency characteristics, and many public chains have embraced the UTXO route for capacity pension. However, the traditional UTXO model lacks layer 1 smart contract and cannot implement complex business logic. It is hard to build complex application and interoperability also between application is difficult. Therefore the traditional UTXO model is not able to meet the demands of modern distributed application, and it is not sufficient for the development of web3 application in the future. So the Turing bit chain TBC is a UTXO model public chain fork from the original Bitcoin with a higher parallelism performance from the lowest level of TXID creation and innovatively processed in layer 1 smart contract seems on top of the UTXO model, which is maximum decentralized to allow ultimated scaling. This paper describes the concept. So technical details and mining mechanism of TBC. It will also explain the reason that TBC is a public chain that can be used by 8 billion people worldwide. So then, Turing byte chain background. Why we need to build Turing byte chain TBC? After 14 years of development, blockchain technology has demonstrated unique technical advantage and big potential to change society, but we also face challenges that have been various in the blockchain field, such as the difficulty of scaling has not been efficiently solved, like which many of our public chains also struggled with a smaller issue and various other issue derived from it, e.g. high gas fees, low performance, limited application scenarios. So the main problem to the solve in today blockchain are as follows. Number one is scaling problems. The main challenge of blockchain today is the scaling problem, which has not been solved efficiently, as blockchain technology is not being popularized on the large scale of restricting in scenarios in which is blockchain technology can be used, so that it can never become completely technology to the world. This has also led to low performance is must web3 application. So now everyone, I'm back in my live stream. So now number two, high gas fees. So traditional blockchain has pain points regarding high gas fees for each transaction, which is consequence of the unresolved capacity. Some blockchain claim to be able to solve the problem of exclusive gas fees. Unfortunately, it normally based on the sacrifice advantage in decentralization. The high gas fees lead to the difficulty to making blockchain technology affordable. And number three, cross-chain storage. Currently, blockchain has been faced with difficulty scaling, high gas fees, and low performance. Therefore, in this context, cross-chain storage solution have emerged. However, this solution have been content security, degradation, data fragmentation, high application development cost, not being user friendly, etc. Plus most of the traditional blockchain also have problem with data in interconnectivity led to interoperability between Web3 application and poor performance of smart contract, which are waiting for us to find a way out. Okay. So then, TBC plan. So number one, decentralized the same POW consents method as that of Bitcoin is used to ensure that TBC is open and decentralized. And number two, high currency, high performance, adopting the UTXO high currency model, upgrading the transaction format of the traditional UTXO model, and building high performance parallel computing super nodes to ensure a dynamically scalable public chain that can carry millions of TPS. Hopefully, it even be able to be used globally. And number three, built in original UTXO smart contract. Pioneered a purely layer by layer implementation of Turing complete smart contract based on the UTXO model Turing contract, which implements all the logic of EVM but with the advantage of the UTXO model, high performance and low gas fees. So then number 4, all one chain, all on one chain based on upgrading the transaction format of the UTXO model. Different level of data can be teamed without compromising the integrity of the transaction data validation. This makes it possible to have data application transaction and smart contract all the one chain. So TBC objective, Web3 at the next generation of blockchain-based internet carriers many hope for the future internet domain and it is foundation and procedures of the future meta universe. The success of Web3 and the metaverse is that a large portion of the users can use it at the same time without having to endure slow performance and high gas fees. Therefore, they must operate on high performance public chain in additional in high concurrency performance and layer 1 smart contract. TBC also has the following characteristics which can adapt to the development needs of a large number of Web3 users in the future. So number 1, unlimited scaling, and number 2, decrease in gas fees with increased uses, and number 3, zero confirmation of transaction, and number 4, data storage contract execution and transaction transfer transmission are all done in all chain, and number 5, POW consensus mechanism and mining algorithm based on Bitcoin, and number 6, transaction model based on UTXO, and number 7, a brand new Turing TXID schemes which solves the problem of trustability, and number 8, the brand new layer Turing contract smart contract then. So now about Turing's TXID. So TBC adopt a new transaction identification number generation method Turing TXID, which is the underlying code that distinguishes TBC from other UTXO public chains. An introduction: Turing TXID is a special type of transaction identification number obtained by using a layered hash calculation method in the process of uploading transaction data. The calculation method used allows for a layered hash calculation of the data fields in the transaction data without changing the original transaction data set and its transaction format, so that the transaction data at different levels can be trimmed without impacting the hash validation of other parts of the transaction data. And the transaction identification number can be calculated even if the hash value of the trimmed data is combined with the other untrimmed data. The same trimmable data from multiple transactions can be shared based on the same hash pointer, allowing the data to be cached in storage and transmission, and improving data storage and transmission efficiency. So then Turing bit chain definition of Turing TXID is the Turing TXID solution purpose and one chain method that can hierarchically tailor transaction data, reverse the weakness of initial resource and transaction data and existing blockchain technology. The board highlighting part of that and high provide possibility for the layer 1 contract of the UTXO model without compromising the parallel operation ability of the UTXO model. The primary data involved in a transaction in collectively hashed on often a transaction identification TXID when nodes and contact need to use hash calculation to be verify the author authenticity of the part of transaction data they must also receive after reunite data. This increase in storage transaction of secondary utilization cost of transaction data increase in an unnecessary. Okay. So then brief description of technical principles. So under the UTXO model, the relationship between blockchain transaction data is a short and okay, shown in the figure below. Based on UTXO, high volume transaction can be verified concurrently with each other. An individual block already have been powered of transfer data on the order of gigabyte GB, therefore individual so transaction can support data on the order of megabyte MB. Even so, with the low gas fees allowed by large blocks, user and developers need to minimize the size of the data, as the picture shows above, where transaction C draws of some of the output from transaction A and transaction B but does not consider about the rest of the data. So then the tailoring model provided by Turing TXID becomes the necessary technical basis with real realistically validating. Okay, and मेरा live पे join हुआ है मोहिंगी. Good live stream for the current market and okay, thank you so much मोहिंगी. Thank you so much for lovely compliment in my live stream. Thank you so much मोहिंगी. And my live join with Iraqi and many more gate user. Everyone, thank you so much for supporting me, or thank you so much for coming my live stream. Everyone, thank you so much, everyone. So, and then solution for a pure UTXO layer contract that does not affect the merging and validation power of the transaction. Specifically, the TXID method for transaction format creation is improved as follows. And then it not only meets the need of nodes and contract for teaming individual unlocking spread data, so but also trims all incoming unlocking skipped data together while retaining the ability to validate other data such as looking, looking script feature of Turing TXID. Number 1. Due to the irreversibility of the TXID calculation, the use of TXIDs is essentially for indexing TX. And then Turing byte chain, Turing bit chain data with the cardinal requirement that different TXIDs are keyed for different transactions, so that calculation of TXID is low coupling and high independence, requiring new calculation logic in all the place where TXID need to be calculated or verified. It does not affect any other part of the processing logic. However, it also will impact minors used to transaction data files, including key unlock for script verification, and does not affect SPV simple support verification. So number 2, enhance TX version compatibility. The introduction of an upgraded TX version allows for marking newer transaction with a distinct TX ID calculation function. This facilitates the coexistence of a new and exciting transaction without conflict. Number 3, user-friendly evaluation. Users do not need to modify exciting validation units but can simply incorporate a new version of the TXID calculation function. This approach is a continuation of application of the Merkle path as data trimming designed to transaction data, ensuring complete data trimming requirement once key data is verified and uploaded to the chain. Its SPV will provide robust security, allowing for the safe removal of even super large key data. And number 4, large block and spring power development. This enhancement is vital for the evolution toward larger block, which will inevitably lead to larger transaction and increase scripting power, as scripts explain. So does their storage requirement analog to the paper tap to Turing machine, similar to memory. Okay, all over this everyone. And then number 5, genetic to evolutionary enhancement of transaction data. This improvement augment the evolutionary capabilities of transaction data within the Bitcoin system, akin to biological evolution, just as haploid cells, sperm and egg distributed a proportion and genetic material to polar bodies, which are then typically self-evolution of transaction is achieved. Thought as during computer introduction will be necessary. Garbage collection is facilitated by the professional proposal. This involves cleaning up or achieving old and unused part of ancestral data while preserving or activating initial components, thereby enabling limited evolutionary possibilities for the system. So more information about Turing TXID can be found at github.com/Turing bitchain. Okay. So then introduction to Turing contract. So Turing contract is a revolutionary contract framework designed for the TBC chain based on its UTXO model. The framework stands out due to its distinct advantage of over conventional global state-based contract models. And number one, and Flower Girl, should we hold or sell? Thank you so much, Flower Girl, for coming my live stream. Thank you so much. And Rutoba, my lovely friend Angela, thank you so much everyone for coming my live stream. So number one, enhance scalability during contract. Leverage the inherent scalability of the UTX model. It so allows for the parallel execution and verification of different UTXO contract within TBC nodes. This capability effectively utilizes the multi-core architecture of modern computers, resulting in a significant boost in contract execution speed and and an overall increase in the TVC transaction processing speed TVS. So number 2, reduced latency. Owning to TV as zero confirmation feature during contact can execute contact immediately upon their arrival in a minor's memory bypassing the need for confirmation. This leads to markedly reduced latency in contract execution. So then robust security during contract benefits from the sequential dependency inherent in UTXO contract, ensuring a guaranteed execution order and elim- eliminating the risks of minor extractable value MEV explanation. Additionally, unlike global state-based contact, UTXO contact in the Turing contact framework do not interact in the manner that could create a entry security vulnerabilities. So number 4, efficient contact validation. So the TVC adoption of the UTXM model simplifies contact validation at, as the result of contract are embedded within the transaction output accepted by nodes. It is only necessary for nodes to verify the result correctness, not be problem all underlying computation. This aspect enables off-chain processing of computationally intensive contact with only result verification occurring on chain. So furthermore, it signs of contact virtual mechanics VMS in TBC notice solely performance validation read on operation without causing any side effect. So now So number 4, efficient contact validation. The TBC adoption of UTXO model simplifies contact validation as the result of contact as immediate within the transaction outputs accepted by nodes. It is only necessary for nodes to verify the result correctness, not to be perform all underlying computation and expect levels of chain processing of computationally intensive contract with only result verification occurring on chain. So furthermore, sense of contract virtual mechanics VMS in TVC nodes solely perform validation read only operation without causing any side effect. So right operation contact validation can be executed internally in parallel as illustrated in the acco- accompanying figure. Multiple VMS within TBC nodes can simu- simultaneously validate different transactions, fully harnessing the potential of modern multi-core processors. So then, number 5, zero confirmation security in TBC. The TBC network employs at fast in the first out FIFO approach for transaction. Ordering this means that once a transaction meets the minimum fee threshold, it is properly added to the node's memory pool, avoiding inclusion in the next block. So this FIFO method methodology ensure that transactions are processed in the order they are received, mitigating the risk of transaction replacement by those offering higher fees. So consequently provide robust security for transaction even before block confirmation, enhancing the integrity and predictability transaction processing. So then during bitchain, okay. सो ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे बंदे मेरे लाइफ पे ज्वाइन हो गया है जिसके नाम है टॉप ब्रेकिंग अंकल एंड ऋतु बाइगेन वोइंग चाय कीप टू बाइकिंग and many more get user, all my lovely friend. Thank you so much, my lovely friend, for coming by live stream. Thank you so much. So handling of duplicate UTXO transaction, so prayer of confirmation in the TBC network. If a transaction is still pending confirmation and another transaction arrives at a node attempting to spend the same UTXO, the latter will be identified as illegitimate by a node. This protocol ensures the integrity of UTXO management and preventing double spending attempt. The operational mechanism of this process in de- depicted in the accompanying diagram, which provides a virtual representation of the how the TBC system handles such scenarios to maintain transactional security and consistency. So then transaction processing and zero confirmation security in TBC. So handling of concurrent transaction with identical UTXO. When a transaction TX1 is added to the memory pool of a TBC node and its subsequent transaction TX2 arrives using the same UTXO1 as an input, the node's operational protocol comes into play. Given that TX1 has already been accepted into the memory pool before TX2 and a adherence to the fast in fast out FIFO principle, TX2 in rejected by the node. So the mechanism is crucial crucial for maintaining the integrity and transaction within the TBC network, and then securing and transaction with zero confirmation and the practice ensuring that a contract transaction reaches the majority to notice in the mining pool and sufficiency and guarantee a high probability of security even without confirmation. This approach allows for efficient processing while maintaining transaction security and then handling worst case scenarios Consider a scenario where a mal, uh, malevolent double-spent atom is, such as a aforementioned TX2 is successfully in, included in block by the mining pool, leading to the rejection TX1. In such cases, only the operation of TX1 nullified. For instance, in a swipe transaction, this will result in the reversal of the swipe, so returning the transaction assets to the original address. So without any asset loss, however, for significant asset transfer, avoiding confirmations are advisable for enhanced security. TBC gains users the flexibility to determine their own security strategy based on the value and nature of their transaction. So, number six, global unique ID for contact in TBC. Unlike global state-based smart contract system like Ethereum ETH, which use a globally unique address to identify each contact instance, TBC operate differently due to the absence of a global state. So in TBC, all state data is contained within individual UTXO, and each execution of a UTXO contract result in the creation of a new UTXO. And number nine, so contact therefore a reliable method for identifying contact ID as in essential to enable third parties to locate and interact with a specific contract and contract ID methodology. So each contact in TBC in assigned and unique input upon creation and unique input combined as the contact code has forms the contact ID as the method ensures that each contract can be uniquely identified and safely interacted with within the TBC ecosystem. So contact ID creation and trackability in TBC. Contact ID creation logic in progress to creating and contract ID in TBC in exam and exemplified by the relationship between the UTXO and its associated contract. So consider UTXO1, which has the unique identifier uh, composed of TXID1 and output index 1 when linked to be newly created contact. So contact 1, this identifier can be combined within the contact 1 code and generate this contact ID for contact 1 in practical terms. So the contact ID is commonly formulated as hash txid1 and output index 1. So code has this methodology outlines and fundamental logic for contact ID creation within TBC for specific application like fungible tokens FTS and non-fungible tokens NFTs. So additional con- constraints may be applied to accommodate unique requirements. So number 7, contact traceability mechanism. So TBC employs an traceability method as proposed by script to validate contact IDs and safeguard against. So for Gary, this mechanism involves bearing the data from a series transaction, so TX1, TX2, and TX3 in the relation to the contract ID and complete. So all over this here, everyone. So now in ends transaction validation and contact combinability in TBC. So contact validation protocol as illustrated in the figure, a transaction TX1 within TBS required to validate not only its own data but also the data of processing transaction TX2 and its ancestor TX3. So this validation process involves verifying whether the contract code associated data of TX2 and TX3 within the TBS network. So number 8, mitigating transaction data inflation. So a challenge is the validation process. The potential inflection increase in the data volume of TX1 address this during TXID method employed by hashing the transaction input data during TXID effectively curtails the explanation of transaction data approach, ensuring data volume required and validation required constantly small prevailing uncontrolled growth and transaction data size. Okay. So then number 9, contact combinability. So TBC enables the integration of different UTXO contract thought and verification mechanism focused on contact code and data. A contract in TBC compromise two distinct and components representing the state of data of contact. This compounds the delineated by the OP return operation current state. So then practice multiple contact and be incorporated into a single transaction. TX identification and interaction with issue contact are facilitated and analyzing the transaction own data to contact the codes and okay all over this, and the flexibility allows for the execution of various logic across with different contact within the same transaction, assume the functionality of combining. Okay, so already closing my live stream just in 10 minutes. Right now I'm completing 10 minutes. Okay, so now more information about Turing contract can be found at so economics model for the minors of TBC. So role and signification of minors in TBC. So minors in the Turing byte TBC and pivotal to its ecosystem, servicing multiple critical roles. They act as algorithmic providers, guardians of the computational power of efficient for maintaining the decentralized security of the TBC network. Beyond security, miners are responsible for the validation of transactions and smart contract as well as fulfilling data storage function. TBC embrace a global mining community requiring no. So your customer KYS protocol to participation, the mining model of TBC designed to be compatible with that of Bitcoin, enabling miners in the Bitcoin network to seamlessly transaction to the TBC network. So TBC block reward and mining parameters. Number 1, token symbol TBC. Number 2, maximum mining volume 2.1 billion TBC. Number 3, remarkable prison 6 decimals. And number 4, mining methodology 100% proof of work POW. Number 5, block reward 625 TBC per block. Number 6, block interval approximately every 10 minutes. And number 7, difficulty adjustment algorithm, so dynamic adjustment algorithm DAA. And number 8, halving cycle every 2,10,000 block for years. And then number 9, hotel mining rewards emergency 1,40,000 1 billion 42 lakh TBSs. And 10, mining algorithm SHA 256, okay, compatible with BTC BCH BSV. And number 11, block size initial cap and 4 GB dynamic exponential. Okay, all over this here. And then rules for releasing TBC lock and early Bitcoin blocks. So it's very important, everyone, just focus. Number one, initial unlocking starting from block hash 824189. If the market value of TBC liquidity and subsequent blocks exceeds that of BSB TVCS from Bitcoin, network block 0 to 1 million will be unlocked. So number two, progressive unlock is by the time TBC liquidity market value substitute blocks doubled TVCS from the preceding 1 million block are unlocked. So number three, final unlocking when the market value of TBC liquidity from subsequent block surpassed that all the BTC TBC as from block 7000001 approximately and 824188 are unlocked in one go. So then special note, it's time the unlocking conditions in the above three items are met. Unlocking record voting by the TBC network community, DAO organization and TBC holders. Unlocking will only proceed it if the weight of approval exceeds 60%. Okay. So now I'm back in my front and first front page. I read this again and then I close in my live stream. Okay. So Gate will launch during by chain TVC spot trading and initiate CANDYDROP X TVC trade to share 20,618 TVC, and then Gate will launch during by chain TVC spot trading on July 15, 2025 at আমি গোসলটা করবো আমি আনি পরে তো প্লিজ আমি আনি আমার শেষ 5 মিনিট আনি বলে আমি আনি পরে আমি গোসল করতে তুমি যাইও হ্যাঁ আমি গোসল করতে যাই So then the Gate will launch during BitChain TBC spot trading on July 15, 2025 and Rapunzel, hi, hello Rapunzel, long time later I see you. So kaise ho my friend? So Gate will launch during BitChain TBC spot trading on July 15 to 2025 at 9:58 UTC and will start an CANDYDROP Airdrop event. CANDYDROP is an Candy Airdrop platform and launched by Gate where users can win candy by completing tasks and participating in distribution of token airdrop. This round will distribute it a total to the 1618 TVC. So CANDYDROP event type July 15, 2025, 9:58 July 2025, 10 UTC. So total price pool 20,618. So individual sharing limit 100 TVC. So participation method number one. And Rapunzel, mine, how are you? I'm good but little bit sick. And what's about you? So number one, click the join button on event interface and after successfully joining process with the corresponding task, CANDYDROP will start counting your valid activity data, and number two, receive corresponding candy based on task completion. So then number three, oh my god. Okay. mistakenly everyone. So number three, candies will be distributed 1 and 3 hours after the users complete the task. Please log in to check the candies obtained from CandyDrop 3 hours after completing the tasks. So then join now everyone. So sport trading pools rules. Number one, during the event, user the cumulative sport trading volume $5,000 TBC can receive candy with different candy rewards unlocked based on the threshold raised up to maximum of 9 sharing a price pool of 20,618 TBC. And number 2, sport trading volume by volume plus sale volume. And number 3, user airdrop the number of candies obtained by the user, the total number of candies obtained by all users 20,618 TBC. And number 4, participating in TBC sport trading activities can earn you the following number of candies. So then project introduction. TBC is the pioneer of the Bitcoin virtual machine VM and has implemented okay and VVM ecosystem the okay. So has implemented the scalable BTC smart contract layer solution based on VVM. TBC will help unleash the full potential of Bitcoin and solve its congestion and problem. In the future, BTC will no longer be just digital gold, no, not just a tool for storing value, but more likely to be used for daily transaction and have a native smart contract layer like ETH. TBC will help BTC create a proposal and VVM ecosystem like EVM. After BTC complete a specific BIP proposal, upgrade the relationship between BTC and TBC will be like that between ETH and ARB token symbol TBC. An official website, already I read this, and also I read this official website white paper also. So important notes. Number one, participants must click the join now button on the CandyDrop event page to jump to the Turing bike chain. And number two, TBC when the complete an event task and identity verification or receive reward. And number two, reward will be distributed to user account within 14 business days and after the event ends. Total reward pool is 20,618 TBC users airdrop reward. The number of candies obtained by user, the total number of candies obtained by all user to 20,618 TBC. So number three, page registration of fake account and malicious volume and manipulation setup trading and other fraudulent activities and are strictly prohibited. Multiple account under the same. Okay, all about this here. And number four, market makers and institution and affiliate account cannot participate in this event. So number five, in case of any discrepancies between the translated version and English version shall prevail. And number six, get.io results and then final iteration rights for the events. Okay, all over this here everyone. So right now I close in my live stream everyone and wait for my next live, and also in my market analysis. So right now I close in my live stream everyone. Okay, so bye bye and Allah Hafiz everyone.